Hello everybody, it's Val and it's been 3 months. A long time no see. I'm trying to actually finally record like directly on my phone, so if this gets out in the middle of me talking, it's probably because like my memory ran out and I had to stop and re-record again, so sorry if that happens. So, it's been a month. Like, this month has been probably like the most remarkable one in terms of changes so far. My voice still hasn't dropped, but boy, have a lot of other things been changing. So, first of all, content warning for menstruations, but I have not had my period this month. And the month before, it was like super like it couldn't even be considered a proper period. Like, it was like super breezy and easy and no pain and nothing. It was just like, you know, tiny bit of blood but no pain, nothing, no symptoms, and I was like so fucking And this month I did not have my period. I don't know if it's super duper late or something, but I didn't have anything. And if I'm really lucky, I probably won't have to deal with this shit anymore. So I'm really happy about that. What else? Hair. Where hair? Everywhere hair. So I've been growing body hair like fucking crazy. Literally everywhere from here down. It's like werewolf town. So like most of all my stomach. Like on my stomach is like so fucking fuzzy and furry and hairy, and it had been growing a month ago too, but now it's like so fuzzy, and I wasn't expecting it so early. It's probably also has to do with the fact that that's where I put my testosterone, so that's probably why it's like taking better to it, because also I'm cycling between my stomach and my inner thighs, and also my inner thighs are getting very hairy, so I'm assuming that it's because I put it there that it absorbs more and gives me more hair, but damn is it a lot of hair. A lot of hair, and I'm actually really happy about it. Like, I've always thought I would be like, you know, the kind of guy to shave everything off, but now that I do have body hair, I don't want to get rid of it for anything in the world. Like, it's my fuzz, it's my fur, and it's comforting in a way, in a weird kind of way, but yeah, I really like it. I haven't had any fat redistribution per se, but I have taken comparison pictures of my body from before, and like almost every week, and comparing them from before I started, from what I can see, my shoulders have gotten a lot wider. My hips have stayed pretty much the same, and so has basically the rest of me, but my shoulders have gotten wider. My chest is a tiny bit smaller, and my hands, weirdly enough, are a bit bigger. Like, it's by no means anything that I was expecting or anticipating, but hey, I'm not complaining. I had super tiny hands before and they're still small, but like at least now they're a bit more proportionate, because one thing that I hate about my my hands and that makes me actually slightly dysphoric is the fact that like my arm to hand ratio, like the fact that my arm is so thick compared to my hands, and like it's not that I think that my arms are too thick, because I think having thick arms is kind of a good thing, but so like having small hands and thick arms kind of gave me like the impression that my hands were even smaller. Like, it looks like my hands are so tiny and my arms are so big, and it looks like it just melts together in a very unflattering and, in my opinion, feminine way. Now it's still not optimal, but it looks better than it did before, and I'm not complaining about it. Another thing that I've noticed is that my jaw has changed. Not dramatically, not drastically by any means, but a lot. And if I turn my face a certain way, I like can have a really sharp jaw, whereas before I didn't. And now, and also my chin has gotten slightly longer, which was something that I was super concerned about, because I have a really small chin, and like my chin melts into my neck. But it's no longer does that. Like, I usually, you know, have trained myself to keep my face a lot, you know, to keep my face in a certain way so that my chin looks bigger and protrudes more from my neck. But I don't have to do that as much because even by staying neutral, my face looks good and more vertical than it did before, and that has given me so much peace. Honestly, still have no noticeable beard, but my mustache, if you probably can't see, but like, yeah, it's gotten a lot darker and my eyebrows are thicker. I do have some chin hair, but it's like super invisible, super thin and super fine, and you can't see it without flash. But I do have like one or two dark hairs like on the underside of my jaw, so like on my neck beard area, and I'm not super excited about growing a neck beard. Of course, as soon as it becomes noticeable, I'm going to shave it, but like, yeah, I'd rather have a beard on my chin than on my neck. My voice hasn't changed that much at all. Like, it's deeper than before, but it still sounds, you know, pretty feminine, all things considered, which I'm not super excited about, but it has been more difficult. Like, one thing that I notice a lot about my voice that makes me really dysphoric is that from time to time I like just, you know, make a sound like coughing or laughing, or, you know, just make a mouth sound. And those were always super high-pitched and feminine, and they make me cringe every time I made a sound. But now I'm noticing that my mouth sounds are a lot deeper, and that is like fucking amazing. On that note, one day my cat brought a live fucking bird into the house. Like, she hunted down this baby bird and she brought it into the house, and it was flying everywhere. And of course, when it flew over my head, I was like, instinctively I shouted like, ah, because, you know, flying object at me in my face, no thank you. And, you know, I always had a very shrill scream, right? It was very, I can't even do that anymore. You see, that's the point. Like, it was a very shrill scream that I couldn't control, and I always tried to make it more masculine, you know, like a shout more than a scream, but I couldn't do it because, like, instinctively I screamed rather than shouted. And now that doesn't come out anymore. Like, I instinctively shouted. I was like, ah, not screamed, because I cannot even do that consciously anymore, which is great. So on to the bottom growth part. Again, I'll put a timestamp for when I'm done talking about it. So my bottom growth, it's been growing. Yeah. Now I've gotten to the point where the only way I'm able to jerk myself off is like doing the actual, you know, jerking of motion, just my index and thumb, like this, and it's been super affirming. Also, I've measured it, like stretched out, like not right out, because I have a lot of fat in that area and a lot of tissue. Like, I have a lot of like, my junk there's a lot of junk in my junk, just aside from my dick. So it's buried under a lot of, you know, foreskin and fat and tissue. So there's not a lot of visible length, but pulling it out and pulling the fat back, I've measured it, and it's about 5 centimeters, which, from what I've researched, like, for 3 months, it's not bad at all. I'm really happy with it. And yes, this was pretty much it. Like, nothing much else is different. Oh yeah, by the way, it was my birthday, like last week. I'm 20 now. Just wanted to put this out there. Like, I had my birthday, and excited to finally starting to look more like a 20-year-old. Mentally, how has this month been? Well, has been a bit up and down this month, because, like, on one hand, I am super happy to be finally noticing some differences, but on the other hand, I am so frustrated with how slow my progress has been. Like, one thing that I do is like almost maniacally look up and research how other people's transition has gone or is going, and I see a lot of people, like an unbelievable amount of people who by 3 months already have some kind of semblance of a beard, a deeper voice, a completely different face, and then I think I look at myself and I'm like, it's me, but with more edges. Like, it's the same old thing, just with a little bit more edge to my face, and that's about it. And then there's also the fact that, I'm on a low dose, and I don't know if they're going to have my dose or how much, because there's still a testosterone shortage in my country, and from what I've heard, they're keeping people on low doses on purpose to not run out of stock of, the testosterone bottles, or at least that's kind of my conspiracy theory about it, because from what I've talked about with other guys who are on the same gel form as me, and I kind of have come to this conclusion, but I could be totally wrong, hey. But still, so I'm hoping that they up my dose, because I want some more changes, because I'm happy with the changes that I have, but not getting as many changes as quickly as other people makes me paranoid. I guess I'm anxious because I have problems with accepting happiness and things as they come, and I always assume that things are going to go bad and be taken away from me if I don't, fight to the death to hold them. And when something is out of my control and there's nothing I can do about it but wait, it kind of terrifies me, because I think shit, there's nothing I can do to make this go right, and if there's nothing I can do, it's going to go wrong, period, because I can't have nice things in my life and in the world. So if something can go wrong, it will go wrong, and if it's out of my control, it will go wrong. And this kind of philosophy has applied itself to this, where if I'm not seeing these changes right now, they're definitely never going to happen. Which is not true. They're just going slow. They will happen. I just have to wait. But, I don't know, my brain can't process that I have to wait. And it's just thinking, okay, this isn't happening, which means it's not happening ever. Especially one thing that's frustrated me a lot is my voice. Because lately I've been passing more. Not full time. Now that I think unless I grow an actual beard, I don't think I'm going to ever be able to pass full time. Let's be honest. With this face, I'm passing as a young boy. I think people assume that I'm 13 or 14, 15 at most, right? I went to get my hair cut at an actual barber's, and the guy was talking to me as a young boy. Even when I open my mouth now, I pass as a young boy, but I want to pass as a guy my age. I'm 20 years old. I don't want to be treated like a child. And I think, I think I look androgynous enough right now that with a deep enough voice, I would be able to pass without problem. Except my voice is not deep enough. My voice is kind of androgynous-ish right now, but it's still pretty feminine and pretty high and very close to my voice before, so the fact that it hasn't broken yet me this bout of anxiety about, oh, is it ever going to change? Is it ever going to be a voice that makes me pass? Which I know passing isn't everything, but I have a lot of dysphoria about it. But whatever, things are changing. There's been some amazing changes so far, and also in less than 10 days I have my next appointment with my endocrinologist to see if I can up my dose, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. And also I really want to see what my T levels are, because I have not checked them since before I started, and yeah, I'm excited to find out what my T levels are. I'll keep you updated on that. I want to make more videos other than just, these transition updates. I want to make, this an actual channel, so if anybody is watching and I'm not just talking to the void, let me know ideas for stuff you would like me to talk about. I was thinking about, doing Reddit readings about LGBT subreddits, maybe, possibly, or also gaming, or, that's typical YouTuber shit. Whatever, just let me know if there's anything you would like me to talk about, or make a video on about. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. I just don't have any ideas what to talk about first. I'll see you in my next update, and I hope your month and week or however long it takes for my next video to come out is amazing. I hope you all have a great time, a great month, a great whatever, and I'll see you in the next one.